Well, hello everyone. I was planning on rebuilding my high banker because, the last couple of years, us running it so hard, we've beat the crap out of it. And while I was thinking of rebuilding it, I was contacted by Mark from Goldstream Plaster Supplies in Grand Prairie, and he asked me to show off the new Gold Owl matting. Now, Gold Owl matting has been available in Europe for a long time, but Mark at Goldstream Plaster Supplies was able to get a dealership over here in North America. And he wanted me to show off the fact that we could get it in North America and how well it works. So I decided in my rebuild of my high banker, I would use Gold Owl matting. Now in this video, I plan to quickly show you the install of this matting, and then take it up to one of my claims and show it to you in action. So, here we go. Enjoy the video. Gold Owl matting is very similar to Gold Hog mats, with a few distinct differences, which you'll see in the video here. So I've already rebuilt the beast. There it is there. I strengthened a few spots. I rebent up a new piece for the sluice in the bottom. It's all ready to go except for the matting. So today I'm going to install some Gold Owl matting in it. One of the first things I'll do to make it easier to install is I'm going to remove the hopper. It's just 2 bolts to remove the hopper and make it easier to start installing this mat. So, Gold Owl mat is very similar to Gold Hog mat in that it's these rubber sheets come in 3-foot lengths. One distinct difference is they're double-sided. One side has a very aggressive high profile. The other side is a more gentle, a lower profile mat. Now, another distinct difference between Gold Owl and Gold Hog mat is how you join the mats together. It uses this piece of aluminum extrusion that has a little round bit on both ends that fit the rubber extrusion here, so it just slides in there and the pieces just hook together. And nice thing about this is you can take them apart very easily to move around your setup. I should turn over this extrusion and show you that this extrusion has a T-slot in it, because Gold Owl also has a Riffle here that slides into that T-slot. And it comes in 3-foot lengths as well. You cut it to whatever width of your sluice box, and you can put it right in there. And you can put Riffles wherever you want in your sluice box. I personally only like a couple right at the head of the box. Now the neat thing about the T-slot here is it will take just a bolt with a nut on it, and you can bend up your own aluminum Riffles. Simple hole in there, bolt them down, and you can have any profile you like. And there, I just quickly put 2 pieces together so you can see how the extrusion holds the rubber. It's time for me to start cutting the aluminum and rubber to start fitting into the sluice box. I'm just going to use hand tools to do this. I'm sure you can find other ways, but on a video like this, I just want to show a simple way that anyone can do safely. So I'm just going to use a hacksaw for cutting the aluminum, a utility knife for cutting the rubber, and be careful. We're going to measure out the 10 1/8, which is about the width of my sluice box. Mark it right across with the square. All the way across. Double check my measurement. Clamp in place nicely. Utility knife here, nice and gently, and fingers nowhere near that blade. Nice, beautiful cut. Check it in the sluice box, fits nicely. We're ready to go. So to cut the aluminum extrusion here, I'm just going to measure it out nicely. measure out 10 1/8. Mark. Very carefully with the square, give myself a straight line right across. Double check my measurement. Mount it up in a vise here, just using a piece of wood as a soft jaw on one side. Want to put it on the other side, don't want to crush the T-slot. Being very careful to cut nice and straight. Then take my file here, clean up the burrs left behind. And then I can check that with a piece of matting. Just a scrap piece I had left over. Nice. Fits nice and snug in the sluice box. That one's ready to go. Now I've cut 7 of the mats. I've cut 6 of the joining pieces. I can start assembling just right for my sluice box. I want the lower profile at the top, making sure the T-slot is up because I'm going to put a riffle on that one. Then I want the higher profile next. I'm going to do 2 of the high profiles with a riffle right in between them. Another joining piece, another one of the high profile. Then I'm going to go without the T-slot up, just the smooth side up, because I don't want to riffle down this far in the sluice. And I'm going to go for 2 more low profiles to start smoothing out the water flow. Two more low profile, and then I'll put a high profile in. Riffle, or the T-slot down, because I don't want a riffle here, but I do want the higher profile. Now that the water should be smoothed out somewhat after the riffles. One last joining piece. I'm going to go low profile for the last one. And then I'm going to test it in the sluice. Now I did make a custom hold down for the top edge. This is just using a 3D printer with a rubberized plastic. I have sort of just a sample here of what it is, what it looks like. And this profile, 3D printed profile of the hold down, matches perfectly that half round at the top here, and it's going to just be able to be pushed in and clip in place, and then when I want it out, because this is rubber, I can just bend it back and it'll pop right back out. So up at the top here, this stuff should just be able to clip in place and hold there nicely. And make sure you have this going the right way. Yes, I do. I haven't fastened any of the rubber pieces into the aluminum. Because I still want to make sure I got everything the way I like it. Put it in place here. Line it up so it's going to meet the top perfectly. Clip it in. There it is. And there we go. There is the gold owl matting in place in my sluice. Now the rubber rifles you get for this golden owl matting come in 3-foot lengths again, and they fit nicely in that T-slot. So I'm going to cut a piece of this, 10 1/8, and slide it in the top one. All slid in and ready to put back in place. Now for the next riffle, I'm going to use a piece of aluminum we've got bent up here. It's got some work to be done. I got to file it off and cut it to the right length. But on the second riffle, I'm just going to have one lower profile aluminum riffle. Not the Hungarian style or anything like that. It's just going to go straight up on an angle, shallow angle. Give the water sort of one more good tumble before we start smoothing it out in there. But I need to cut that one down to the size first. One big rubber riffle, then one small aluminum riffle, and then smoothing out the water flow off the end. I like that. This hold down at the top also creates a fairly large upwards riffle. So we've got a few riffles, and then smoothing off the water flow all the way down to the bottom. And there we are, the high banker with the gold owl mats in place. Now if you ever did want to lock these mats in place, all you have to do to lock them in place is take a simple wood screw and drive it into the rubber at the end there. And as it drives in, it expands the rubber, and the rubber holds onto the aluminum and will lock it in place perfectly. You don't have to do that, especially if you have it tight in your sluice. It's not going to slide out the ends, it's not going to pop out in any way. It'll hold in there nicely, and I'm going to leave it without the screws right now, because I might want to swap these around and experiment a little bit. So I'm just going to put it into my sluice and just leave it like that. It's solid. It's not going anywhere. I don't need to lock them in place. But in the future, if I decide I want them locked in place, because maybe when I'm taking the mats out to clean them, I don't like the fact that they're loose and sliding apart, it's just a simple wood screw in the end, and it will lock it perfectly. I finally managed to get out to test out these gold owl mats, and I just ran for about 5-10 minutes there, making sure everything, the high banker was working right, and got out of level. The legs sank into the sand a bit, so it was really out of level. But so far so good. I'm gonna fire up the pump here now that I've leveled it out, and run one more time. I've put dirt and mixed it around, so that's why it looks a bit messy right now. But I'm going to put dirt in, or going to start the pump and run it one more time and see if it catches any gold. The material I'm working has some gold in it, but it's not huge amounts. Not by any means. So I'm only going to find a few little specks today, but just checking it out. I think it might be too steep. I might have to reduce that angle a bit. Yeah, let me do that. Then I'm going to run it. Get some of that on video. of the Gold Owl mats in action. I wasn't thinking I should have brought some extra gold with me today, just in case there's nothing in that pile. So I could have tossed some in so you could just see how the Gold Owl mat catches gold. So now I'm relying on finding something in there today. I better start digging. I definitely have to figure out where my little rubber damper flap went. Put back at the top there. The water's dancing around at the header a little too much. And it's washing the mat completely clean for the first mat. Second mat seems to be doing its job nicely, and then down from there it seems pretty darn good. So without the little damper at the top there, it just bounces around a bit too much. It washes out the mat at the top. So either find where it went or build myself a new one. Oh, I see one little piece of gold. Right there. Right there, little piece. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean out the mats now and see if there is gold here. See what's going on. And maybe adjust if I need to. Oh yeah! Matt was holding the gold nicely. My theory with mats is if they can grab the fine gold, they're going to grab the coarse gold. I know some people sort of want special mats for coarse versus fine, but if it can grab that fine stuff, it can grab the coarse stuff. Now, just before I came out here, I got a package in the mail from Mark at Gold Stream Plaster Supply. He sent me the brand new profile of the Gold Owl matting. And I really like the looks of the new profile. It's a bit more aggressive, has a couple of bigger riffles in it, and a lot more jagged, aggressive, small riffles down below the big ones. So I really like the looks of it. I am going to put at least one piece up top. I got room for one more piece in the whole system. I think I'm going to put at least one piece up top. I might actually put two back to back and take out one of the others, because I like the looks of it so much. Now, I didn't have time to put it in for this run. I will show it to you, maybe I'll put a picture in here, but I will show you it in action the next time I come. And I think if I'm smart, if I remember, I'm going to bring some bigger gold with me. So if I don't find any big gold that day, I can toss it in and let you see how it catches it. Mosquitoes! Skeeters! They're everywhere! Well, the Gold Owl matting worked very well. It caught really fine gold, and lots of it. Luckily I was on the gold today. So one last thank you to Mark from Gold Stream Plaster Supplies in Grand Prairie for supplying me with this mat, this Gold Owl matting. If you'd like to order some yourself, just give Mark a call there. Let him know you saw it on Dan Hurd's YouTube channel. I'm sure he'll like to hear that. I will have another video on the Gold Owl matting as soon as I get the new profile in and show you how that works. And let's throw some nuggets down it and see how it catches them. Maybe you'll even throw a whole lot of gold, throw a whole gram of gold in there and see what it does with it. But that's the next video. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a like. You can subscribe. Leave a comment what you think about this new matting. And until the next video,